Be prepared. What's coming isn't loud, but it's not quiet either. It's the kind of shift that moves under your skin before you even realize it's happening. Everyone assumed this moon would behave like the last one, just another phase, another wave, another night of pretty skies. But this time, something underneath it has started to move, and if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it completely. Because the moon doesn't always scream when it wants your attention. Sometimes it just stops talking. And silence like this. It's not peaceful, it's a trap. You've probably already felt it. The heaviness behind your thoughts, the weird pressure in the air, the sudden emotional coldness that doesn't make sense. That's not just mood, that's moon pressure, and it's building for a reason. Imagine walking into a room where someone was just crying, but no one says a word. That's the kind of energy we're stepping into this weekend. Still, but loud. Quiet, but loaded. This isn't just any full moon. It's the one that watches who's awake while the rest of the world scrolls past. It's looking for something. And if you're hearing this, it's probably found you. The real shift won't hit you in the sky. It'll hit you in the space between your thoughts. It's subtle, but sharp. The moon is scanning for awareness, for inner stability. It's testing whose energy is solid and whose is still pretending. And very soon, you're going to face a moment, small, strange, and easy to miss. Most people will miss it, but that one moment carries something big. A test that doesn't look like a test. A decision that changes more than you realize, and I'm going to show you exactly how to recognize it when it comes. But here's what nobody is telling you. The test isn't the real threat. It's what's cracking underneath that matters most. The energy this weekend is like a frozen lake just starting to splinter. You might still be standing on top of it thinking you're fine, but listen closely. That sound you hear? That's not the wind. That's your old timeline beginning to break apart. And once it starts, there's no way to go back. The silence you've been feeling? It's not the absence of energy. It's the tension before the storm. The breath the universe takes before it drops something in your lap that could either become your next chapter or your latest regret. And here's the twist. It won't look like a storm. It might show up as a message, a sudden delay, a strange dream, an invitation you almost ignore. But there's something specific heading your way. A pattern you've been repeating is about to get exposed, and this moon won't let you loop it again. It's not trying to punish you. It's trying to graduate you. So right now, more than ever, you need to pay attention, because something is circling you, quietly, patiently, waiting for you to notice. And once you do, everything changes. If you're already feeling this in your body, a strange sense of anticipation, random bursts of energy followed by sudden exhaustion, emotional swings that make no sense. You're not broken. You're tuning in. You're syncing with something deeper. This moon isn't sending signs, it's sending instructions. And if your soul's been whispering louder than usual lately, it's because it's trying to tell you, this one matters. Don't miss it. So if you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop 77 in the comments so this message anchors into your field and finds the others who need to see it too. Because the more people who recognize this shift, the more stable the timeline becomes. Help spread the signal. You were shown this message for a reason. It's not random. The portal doesn't pick by accident. It picks who's ready. And now, as we move forward, I need to take you somewhere a little deeper, not into fear, but into clarity. Because what's about to happen will feel like coincidence, until you realize it's the exact moment the moon designed just for you. There's something strange waiting for you this weekend, a hidden layer inside something that seems ordinary. You'll be tempted to brush it off, but if you do, you'll miss the one moment that could actually shift your entire direction. Think of it like a key tucked inside a sentence, a flash in someone's eyes, a mistake that's not really a mistake. We'll get to that. I'll show you how to spot it. But first, we need to talk about how this moon is already moving through your field before you even know it's there. So let's begin. And remember, not everything that stays quiet is harmless, and not every moment that feels small is. Chapter 1. Collision Point, June versus July. Let's step deeper into what's really going on. Right now, the moon isn't just full, it's agitated, not in a dramatic, obvious way, but in that quiet, unnerving way you feel just before something slips out of alignment, the kind of tension that builds before an earthquake, or the way animals get restless hours before a storm without seeing a single cloud. This weekend's moon is caught between two opposing forces. June is still holding on, heavy with everything you haven't processed. The emotions you pushed down, the thoughts you delayed, the patterns you didn't quite break. July is already pulling at you, a rush of momentum, new demands, unexpected shifts. You're being squeezed between two timelines, and the moon is stuck with you. Imagine standing at the doorway between two rooms. One is dim, familiar, full of half-finished business. The other is bright, loud, calling you forward, but you haven't stepped in yet. Now imagine the door starts to close while you're still in it. That's where this moon is sitting, and when the moon sits on the threshold, so do you. This collision isn't symbolic, it's energetic. It creates friction in your field. That's why so many people feel off right now. One moment, you're deeply tired. The next, you're wide awake with a racing heart. You can't focus. Or maybe you're seeing things in people you didn't before, truths you didn't want to know, feelings you can't explain, reactions that seem too big or too numb. And you're asking yourself, why am I like this right now? The answer is, you're not breaking. You're balancing in a field that isn't stable. You're trying to walk straight on a floor that keeps tilting beneath you. Some feel it as anxiety. Others call it overthinking. Some feel unusually emotional, while others feel completely disconnected. But all of this is the same thing: energetic turbulence. The moon is spinning differently this weekend because time itself is spinning differently. The end of June is heavy with spiritual residue. The beginning of July is pushing forward with a kind of force that doesn't care if you're ready. And the moon? It's the drum in the middle, beating harder, faster, louder. So what do you do when everything feels like too much? First, you slow down your reaction. Not your intuition, not your movement, just your reaction. Because when energy gets chaotic, it doesn't ask you to fix it. It asks you to recognize it. There's wisdom in simply saying, "This isn't mine," or "This isn't normal." That alone stops the internal spiral. Think of yourself like a radio antenna right now, picking up every signal, every emotion, every undercurrent. If you don't adjust your own frequency, you'll take in signals that were never meant for you. That's why grounding matters more than ever this weekend, not in a cute, light a candle and meditate way, but in a cellular way. Deep breaths, bare feet on the ground, silence, presence. These aren't luxury habits, they're survival tools. The moon is reflecting this internal collision, but it's also offering you a window, a moment of friction that makes things visible. When the dust is kicked up, the outlines of truth start to appear, and what you see in this turbulence might surprise you, because it's not all negative. Sometimes imbalance is a gift, a way to see what's no longer working, what's not real, what's not aligned. When things shake loose, you finally get a chance to decide what you still want to hold. This weekend isn't just about discomfort, it's about recalibration. You're not falling apart, you're being adjusted, like a compass needle wobbling before it finds north again. So if you're feeling heavy, unstable, weird, or wired, good. You're tuned in, you're moving through the threshold while others sleep through it. The moon isn't calm because you're not supposed to be calm. The shift is happening whether you're ready or not. The question is, will you lean in and let it show you something real? Because once this energy stabilizes, what's left behind will be the truth you couldn't see before, and that truth might just be the thing that changes everything. Chapter 2. You're not tired, you're rebooting. Let's clear something up, because what you're feeling right now is not failure. It's not laziness. It's not weakness. It's a signal, a whisper beneath the noise. You're not tired, you're rebooting. You might be waking up with that foggy heaviness in your body, like your bones are full of static. Maybe you walk into a room and forget why. Maybe your brain starts something, then drifts off mid-thought like a signal just cut out. You might be calling yourself lazy, distracted, drained, but none of that is true. This moon isn't draining you. It's updating you. Think of yourself like a phone left on overnight, installing a hidden system update. It looks like nothing's happening, just a black screen. But behind it, entire frameworks are being rearranged. Code is being rewritten, bugs removed, energy rerouted. That's what your soul is doing right now, behind the scenes. This moon isn't performing on the surface like others. It's silent for a reason. It's not trying to dazzle, it's trying to dig. And while most people will misread this stillness as emptiness, you're not most people. You're feeling the real work happening, the emotional echoes, the heavy limbs, the weird dreams that feel like they mean something, but you can't quite decode them. That's the update running in the background. That's your system recalibrating. You might even feel disconnected from your passions, your plans, your usual routines. You may be thinking, am I losing interest in everything? No, you're being unhooked from things that no longer fit. Old settings are being deleted. Outdated attachments are being released. This isn't burnout, it's re-entry. You're being prepped to operate at a higher level, but to hold new light, your body has to clear old static. That's why silence feels louder. That's why sleep feels stranger. That's why you're hearing echoes in your own mind you've never paid attention to before. What feels like a pause is actually the moment just before the page turns. You're not stuck, you're being synced. And when the new energy finishes uploading, you won't just feel better, you'll feel different, because you will be. Chapter 3. Stillness is the installation window. Here's the part no one teaches you. You don't have to force your transformation. You don't have to do anything heroic to claim it. This moon isn't waiting for you to hustle, it's asking you to hold still. Think of it like this. You're a device receiving an upgrade. The files are already downloading in the background. But what you do during this quiet moment, how still you remain, how much noise you allow in, decides whether the update installs fully or gets corrupted. Stillness isn't wasted time, it's sacred bandwidth. You might feel groggy for no reason. Your thoughts might stretch out like fog. You may sit in front of something important and suddenly forget why you even cared about it. That blankness is not failure. It's the cursor blinking on a new line your soul hasn't typed yet. Let it blink. This moon isn't just offering peace, it's handing you a compass. Not a roadmap, a compass. One that points to where you're going emotionally, spiritually, energetically. Even if your mind can't name the destination yet. And compasses only work when they're still. Shake them, spin them, rush them, and the needle panics. That's why this moment feels so empty on the outside, because something inside is being built quietly, like a cathedral under scaffolding. The world may not see it yet, you may not even see it yet, but the architecture is forming. And yes, that blank feeling can be uncomfortable. You may ask, why don't I feel excited? Why don't I feel driven? What happened to my fire? It hasn't disappeared, it's resting. Because fire without direction just becomes smoke. You're not being erased, you're being rewritten. Right now, stillness isn't silence, it's a ceremony. Your nervous system is syncing with something bigger than logic, something ancient, something yours. Let the coding finish. Don't interrupt the signal by trying to fill every pause. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your future is to stop doing and let it download. Chapter 4. When the veil lifts, so do you. You've probably felt it already, like the air around you is thinner, like sounds are sharper, emotions heavier. It's not in your head. This weekend, your aura isn't acting like a shield. It's acting like a door that's been left slightly open. Everything comes in, not to harm you, but to show you what you're made of. Your sensitivity right now isn't a flaw, it's your superpower. Most people spend their lives trying to numb this feeling. They scroll, distract, push through. But when your energy field is wide open like this, you can't fake your way through life. Every word cuts a little deeper. Every room you walk into leaves a trace. Even silence carries a weight. It might feel like walking around without skin, but that isn't weakness, it's clarity. Your system is picking up signals it normally ignores. That's the gift of an open aura. Your radar gets sharper. You sense things before they happen. You feel truth before it's spoken. But yes, it also means that chaos, tension, even casual negativity hits harder, because your filters are off and your spirit wants it that way. This moon thins the veil, not just between worlds, but between people. You'll notice it in small things, the way someone looks at you before they speak, the energy in a text before you even read the words, the feeling that something is off, even when everything looks fine. That's not anxiety. That's your frequency rising. Your light is easier to see right now, but so is your vulnerability. And that's okay, because both are trying to lead you somewhere. You weren't meant to armor up during this shift. You were meant to feel it raw, because that's how your inner guidance sharpens. If you find yourself overstimulated, retreat. If you feel tears rising without a reason, let them fall. It means the signal is getting through. The more open you become, the more you receive, not just energy, but insight. So don't run from the sensitivity. Follow it. It's not the weakness you think it is. It's the radar waking up in your soul. Chapter 5. You're being observed, not tested. You might have felt it already, that eerie sense that you're being watched, not in a paranoid way, not in fear, but in a way that makes you suddenly sit a little straighter, breathe a little slower, speak a little softer. That feeling isn't imagination, it's recognition. Right now, you're under what can only be described as a spiritual spotlight, not because you're being tested, but because you're being observed. Observed in your rawest form, when no one's clapping, no one's correcting, no one's even confirming whether you're doing the right thing. And that's exactly the point. This isn't a trial. It's not meant to break you or stretch you. It's meant to see you. See how you carry your light when no one's there to mirror it back. See how you speak to yourself when no one else is listening. It's a quiet audit of your presence, how you sit in your truth when there's no audience to impress, no checklist to complete. Think of it like the quiet moment before the play begins, when the lights dim and everyone holds their breath. Except this time, you're not performing. You're just being. And someone, something, is watching to see if your presence aligns with your purpose. That's why things may feel unusually quiet, like there's no feedback, no signs, no next steps. Your guides, your intuition, even your usual synchronicities may go silent for a moment, not to abandon you, but to give you space. Because in that space, your truth has room to speak for itself. You may ask, why now? Why do I feel so unseen when I'm finally growing? The truth is, your growth is being seen, just not applauded. Because this part of the journey isn't about performing it, it's about becoming it. If you feel like the world isn't giving you anything back right now, don't panic. That silence is sacred. It's not emptiness, it's the universe pausing, watching, nodding quietly. You're not being tested, you're being trusted. Chapter 6. Saturday night. Time will break its pattern. Around Saturday night, something strange will begin to stir. Not loud, not dramatic, but undeniably strange. You'll glance at the clock and feel like it's lying. You'll swear it's been an hour, only to see it's been 5 minutes. Or you'll blink, get lost in a thought, and realize 3 hours have vanished. It's like time itself is breathing differently. This isn't your sleep schedule unraveling. It's not your mind playing tricks. It's a soft, almost invisible spiritual dampening field. One that gently pulls you outside of ordinary time so something deeper can drop into place. Something your linear brain isn't built to catch when the rhythm is too predictable. Think of it like being underwater. The usual sounds are still there, but they're muffled, distorted, slowed down. That's what time starts to feel like. Not broken, just reoriented, like someone reached into the sky and twisted the dial on the hourglass. And here's why it matters. What's coming through on Saturday night isn't bound by minutes or hours. It moves differently. And to let it reach you, your body needs to drift out of its routine. That's why you might feel detached from the calendar or confused about what day it even is. It's not forgetfulness. It's your spirit syncing with a deeper rhythm. This isn't about staying up late or forcing anything. It's about noticing the subtle shift when it happens. You might feel suddenly alert at 2 a.m. for no reason. You might wake up remembering a dream that felt longer than your sleep. You might zone out in a conversation and feel like you were somewhere else for a second, because you were. Time is loosening its grip just enough to let something slip through the cracks. A message, a feeling, a piece of you that was lost in a previous version of yourself. So when the clock gets weird, don't fight it. Don't try to snap back into the grid. Let the strangeness guide you, because in that quiet distortion, something real is arriving. Chapter 7. Don't fix the weirdness. Feel it. You may feel like you're floating through these nights, not quite awake, not quite asleep. Thoughts melting into dreams, emotions echoing in loops, pulling you backward into memories you never processed and forward into futures you haven't lived yet. It's disorienting, it's strange, and it's exactly what's supposed to happen. Right now, your inner compass isn't broken, it's being recalibrated. Your internal metronome isn't off, it's syncing with a frequency that existed long before the calendar was invented. That's why nothing makes sense. Because this moment was never designed for logic. It was designed for sensing. You are tuning into something that's not on your clock, not in your planner, not even on your radar until now, and the only way to receive it is to stop trying to fix it. Don't Google it. Don't overanalyze it. Don't try to snap out of it. The weirdness is sacred. It's a signal that you're moving through a very real, energetic corridor, and like a diver coming up from deep water, you're not supposed to rush the rise. You're supposed to equalize. You might feel like your emotions are speaking in riddles. You might cry without knowing why. Laugh mid-sentence. Forget what you were doing halfway through doing it. That's not chaos. It's a reset. It's your body remembering something your mind never learned. You may wonder, is this normal? But that question doesn't apply here. This isn't about normal. This is about necessary. The moon's silence wasn't stillness, it was data. And now it's integrating through your nervous system, your senses, your dreams, and yes, even through the weird. So instead of forcing clarity, feel the distortion. Let your intuition lead, even if it walks you into the fog. Because the path isn't straight right now. It curves, it dips, it pulses. But it does lead somewhere, closer to the version of you that already knows how to move in this energy. You're not drifting, you're docking. And the stillness, that's not nothingness. It's arrival. Chapter 8. Your eyes are shifting frequencies. Perception is being rewired. Your eyes are not just seeing this weekend, they're receiving. The moon isn't just tugging at tides, it's tuning your perception. You may feel it as pressure behind one eye, flickers in your periphery, a strange tightness around your temples that doesn't quite feel physical. That's not screen fatigue, that's signal adjustment. You're being taught how to see again. This moon is cleansing your energetic lens, one blink at a time. It's not doing it loudly, it's doing it subtly, soft static, strange images, an unshakable mood. A dream that feels like it stayed with you all day, even if you can't remember a single detail. A thought that doesn't feel like yours. These aren't malfunctions, they're recalibrations. The dominant eye, the one you naturally rely on, may begin doing something strange. It might feel more tired, more open, more sensitive. That's because it's no longer just a visual tool, it's becoming a sensor, a radar, a translator of emotion and subtle energy, long before the conscious mind has words for it. This is the lens of intuition being brought online. You might notice people's facial expressions hitting differently. You may pick up on unspoken things, emotions behind words, tension behind smiles, energetic weight behind silence. That's your vision decoding energy in real time, not metaphorically, literally. And yes, it might come with side effects, miscommunication, tech misfires, emotional responses that seem too big or too small. You're not going crazy. You're adjusting to a new way of perceiving. It's a lot, but it's not too much. You were built for this. Because when the lens gets cleaned, the dust has to rise first. Let the static come. Let the flickers pass through. You're not meant to overthink it, numb it, or fix it. You're meant to witness it, because clarity doesn't arrive with volume, it arrives with presence. And presence is the one thing this moon is trying to return to your body. If you've been feeling on edge, raw, exposed, it's not weakness. It's clarity in its first fragile form. Think of it like light leaking into a long, dark room. It doesn't rush in, it slowly spills, it uncovers. And what you do when you see clearly again, that's when the shift begins. Chapter 9. The Sound Portal. Your ears will shift. Lately, the world might sound different, not louder, not quieter, just stranger. Familiar songs might suddenly irritate you. Voices you once found soothing may feel hollow. Even silence might start to buzz, as if it's holding its breath. This isn't just sensitivity, it's tuning. Your ears aren't just hearing sound, they're starting to feel vibration. You're not losing touch with reality. You're being invited into a different layer of it. There's a reason you're drawn to odd textures of noise right now. A fan humming, distant thunder, the empty hum of a quiet room. It's not randomness, it's resonance. Your soul is reaching for tones that match the new frequency being woven through your nervous system. And sometimes that frequency can't be heard, it can only be sensed. That's why silence might suddenly feel alive, like something is whispering behind it, like the air itself is humming in a language just beyond translation. That's the portal. Your hearing is no longer about catching sound, it's about detecting truth. Think of your ears like ancient tuning forks. They don't just hear, they vibrate. And when the world around you changes pitch, so do you. So when your favorite podcast feels off, or your playlist starts to feel like noise, listen to what your body is asking for instead. It's probably not melody, it's space. You may begin to crave certain frequencies, low rumbles, ambient soundscapes, droning textures. That's your body asking to stabilize, not emotionally, energetically. These aren't preferences, these are instructions. The ear is one of the first spiritual instruments we forget, but it's one of the last to lose its power. That's why children hear things we don't. That's why some people can walk into a room and feel the vibration in their bones before a word is spoken. That's why certain sounds crack us open and we don't know why. This moon has started cleaning out the channel. Don't panic if you hear ringing that comes and goes. Don't dismiss the strange moment when silence feels like a song. You're not broken. You're being invited to tune in, not to music, but to memory, to soul resonance, to the deeper pitch of a world most people have forgotten how to hear. You're not hearing less. You're hearing more than you ever knew was there. And now, as we wrap this up, here's what I want you to remember. This moon wasn't a destination. It was an opening, a whisper before the wave. It didn't come to make noise. It came to make space. Space inside you, around you, for something new that's already on its way. Time may feel like it's melting. Moments may feel too quiet. But don't confuse stillness with stagnation. The silence this weekend carries more power than chaos ever could. You're not being paused. You're being positioned. This is not the climax. This is the calibration. And how you move in this moment, how you respond to the weirdness, the slowness, the whispers, will decide how July greets you. Because what's coming next doesn't wait for anyone to get ready. It only amplifies whatever you're holding now. So pause, anchor, and listen. If this found you at the right time, like I believe it did, drop the number 77 in the comments to let the universe know you're listening. Like, subscribe, and stay close, because what's coming next will change everything. You're not late, you're early, and the next chapter is already unfolding.